Nice to see you again, Arlette. We are going to start with this meeting. Today, we are going to take in mind an interesting topic, really interesting topic, because we have to experience it at any moment, right? And it's really important to recognize how important is it, right? The topic for today is relevant aspects to take in mind when being interviewed, right? So we know we have a first time in being interviewed. For that reason, we are going to talk about the relevant aspects like personal information, attitude, experience, goals, teaching strategies, tools to use in the classroom, how to solve some situations, specific situations, certifications, the adequate vocabulary to use in the classroom, and the body expressions when we're being interviewed, right?
Okay, teacher.
Okay,
But
first of
I don't know.
all,
I don't
excuse
know.
me,
I don't. I excuse me. I am not a teacher. I am not a teacher.
you're not a teacher, right? But you're a
No,
future teacher, and you are
no,
going
teacher.
to have the possible to attend any interview, right? Applying for a new job, right? Maybe as a teacher, maybe as an auxiliary, maybe as a pedagogical person, maybe as a social worker, right? We have a lot of opportunities to apply for, right? And it's really important to recognize the different situations and aspects to take in mind when we're applying, right? For example, right now, are you teaching a bachelor, right?
Excuse me, teacher. Again, the last part, please.
Okay. Now, are you studying a bachelor in English?
Yes, teacher. I am studying Bachelor in English.
Okay, that's great. And it's really important that today you can recognize some aspects to take in mind or to take care of when you can or you have the opportunity to apply for a new job, right? Maybe finishing the bachelor or the half of the bachelor, maybe, right? And it's really interesting, right? So I'm going to start with some recommendations to take in mind when we're applying for a job as a teacher, right? But these aspects are relevant to any interview, right? The first one is that you should share all your personal information required from the interviewer, right? So the attitude plays a good role in this case because we sometimes when we apply for a new job we can get the opportunity can have the opportunity to share with a psychologist, right? And a psychologist is going to analyze your expressions, your words, your movements, right? And your character. It's really important. So the experience plays a good role too. But if we're applying for a new job that first time, it's really important to say that I don't have the experience in this field, but I have the attitude and I'm able to, right? Example, I'm going to share with you my experience. When I was starting my fifth semester of a bachelor in languages, um, I applied for a job as a teacher, of course. And what did I say? I said, I don't have the experience in this field because I'm studying right now. But if you give me the opportunity to, I'm going to show you, I'm going to allow you all my abilities teaching English, the best attitude because I feel vocation and I am commitment with this job, right? So the strategies to implement in our classroom are very interesting and important to share with our interpreter because he or she is going to analyze all our critical thinking, right? And on the other hand, it's really important to share the tools when we would like to implement in the classroom, for example, technology, reading, writing, singing, playing, flashcards, right? Or we have a lot of things to do in the classroom, right? The other one is how can solve or attend some difficult situations like problems in the classroom with the students of academical or disciplinary problems that we can experience in a school, right? It's really important to show our certifications in the second language or in another file in order to demonstrate our preparation, right? It's really important to identify, moreover, the adequate vocabulary that we are going to implement in the school because we can't use the same vocabulary that we usually use uh, in our daily activities, right? At last, I wanted to share the importance of body expression, right? Because it's really important to show best attitude, happiness, security, right, to the interviewer, right? So, what is the idea for today, Arlet? Today, we're going to try to understand. You are going to try to answer some questions. Yes, and this is an exercise very simple. It's a simulation of an interview, right? You are going to simulate that you're applying for any job as a teacher, right? Are you understanding me? Are you
Yes, teacher.
understanding me?
Yes,
Okay,
teacher.
okay, great. The idea is that I'm going to ask you some questions and you are going to answer them, right? Take the time you need. If you don't understand a word, an expression, please tell me, right?
Okay, right.
Okay. Uh, Good evening, in this case. Good evening, teacher Arlet.
Good
Could you tell us,
evening,
please,
student
could,
Angelica.
could, uh, could you tell us, please, about how do you consider are yourself as a teacher?
Excuse me, another time, please.
Of course. Describe yourself as a teacher, please.
Please cry. What is the meaning of cry?
Describe is describir.
Ah, okay, this cry.
Mhm.
This cry. My,
Yes,
excuse
yes,
me, I,
yes.
okay. I am, a patient teacher.
Mhm.
I am, mm, an, a cheerful teacher, a small teacher.
Mhm.
I am, I am a teacher that explain good the activities. And a teacher records uh, because I always use the various strategies for teaching the student, and
Mhm.
I am I always always I am using the flashcard, the technology, the video, the the worksheet, the image for the student can understand more the class, the topic. Um, I am a teacher, very quiet, uh,
Yes.
and organized because always always I did say I said, excuse me, I said that the organize is very important for the develop of class. When we have teacher and are organized, we can develop point for point the topic and explain bets, and we transmit for clear the topic at our students.
That's great, teacher. It was very, very good.
Thank you, teacher.
And now I would like to know, why did you decide to become a teacher? What is the reason to become a teacher?
My reason, the reason I want become a teacher is is what is because, excuse me, it's because I like the teacher. I like the teacher. I like teaching. I like transmitting other people my knowledge. Um, I like help other people. In this case, with the idioms or second language. In others years, I have a the 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 direct studies, um, and in that I have cool teaching the childrens. I have helped I have helped with homework, teaching various subjects, is that has been a wonderful experience. I I have feel very comfortable. In this moment, I be able to I am be able to teach math, technology, and Spanish, um, biology, and biology, no, excuse me, um, science,
Yes.
English, English, of course,
Yes.
um, social. Um, I be able to teach uh, all subjects of primary, of course. Um, I be able to teach all all subject with my knowledge, with my experience. Um, I am business administrator. I am business administrator. I am graduate the university popular the university UPC UPC University Popular Cesar.
Oh,
Um,
great.
eh, but I want to study a bachelor degree English language because always have been my dream.
Hmm. That's
Okay, teacher.
great.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
So now, what is your teaching philosophy?
Okay, my teaching philosophy is that if you're one, if can, if you're one, if you can, is my
Great.
is my is my teaching philosophy, and I believe to not exist the 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 obstacles for learning any idioms or any subject or anything, yeah, that the people want learn. Is this
Yeah.
my philosophy? Um, uh, the in this moment had been very difficult for me learn the idiom because that the time is advanced. I am 38 years old, um, but I don't want I um, I did not mean my dream. Um, is less the learning, but I believe I can learn. I believe I can develop the I I can develop with teaching uh, in the file doesn't.
That's great. It's really important to identify the importance of transmit the positive thinking and that possibilities to our students, like you told us. It's really important. And don't care about the age. You're really young to learn English or any subject, right? And you're very common, you're responsible person, and you're able to, right? You're doing well.
Great, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, now this question. How have
Okay.
you used or how will you use technology in the classroom?
Excuse me, teacher, again, please.
Of course. How have you used or how will you use the technology in the classroom?
Okay. I will use the technology um, in the classroom with project a video or project the image or in or with plate in the table or with plate in the table or or project the the song with subtitle with subtitle. um, the technology in the learning the second language is very important, because many children are visual, or their learning, the foreign learning is visual. It's very important you see the technology. I am I am trained informatics. Uh, yes, teacher.
Great.
Before the I study business administrator, I am I am study informatics. Um, when I finish the bachelor English language, if God to permit, um, I want I want to do, or to make the master in education gestion, for teach.
That's really, really important and necessary because if you want to become a principal or a coordinator, you are going to use it. It's really good.
Thank
Now, and and in this case, this is in this session our last question. After interviewing Marcela, I'm going to continue with you,
you.
but
Okay,
this is
teacher.
the last question, right? Okay.
Okay, thank
Um, what approach or strategy do you use to learn new information?
you. Okay, the new strategy for information will be the messenger, or WhatsApp. Uh, in the moment, the WhatsApp is the more is the more using is the more use is is the more used than other social network, or middle communication.
Yeah.
Uh, but I believe that it can use the various mediums.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I believe depend that the medium have the people or the children. Um, as teacher, I believe we must accommodating the student, depending depending their artifact, or their medium have them, for the communication or the information can be very good.
Okay, that's right. It's really important the accommodation in the classroom, and our students can feel comfortable with our classes.
Yes.
That's right. Thank you very much,
Okay,
Arlet.
teacher.
It was
Thank you,
really
teacher.
good. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, the idea, Marcela, welcome. Thanks for waiting for us. The idea for today, Marcela, is that we're going to suppose that you are going to apply or you're applying for a new job as a teacher, of course. And it's really important to take in mind some relevant aspects like personal information, attitude, experience, goals, strategies, how to use some situations to solve another situations, certifications, the correct vocabulary to use in the school or in the classroom, and the body expression when we're applying for a new job while an interview. Right, Marcela?
Good night, teacher. Good night, Arlet. Yes, teacher.
Okay, good
Good evening,
evening.
Marcela.
It's really important to identify our accuracy with all of our answers, right? It's really important that if you don't have a lot of information about a topic, you can improve your answer by using another information, right? But trying to be very accurate with your answers, right? Like we experience, Arlet and me were talking about different or specific situations. Yeah, I was asking her some questions about an interview, right? So in this case, we're going to suppose uh, you're applying for a new job, Marcela, and you are going to answer some questions. It's an easy exercise. The idea is that I can continue and finish this interview with each student, but it may be boring if you have to wait for a long time, right? For example, you were waiting for 15 minutes, right? You can feel bad if you wait for more time, right? So I'm going to ask Marcela 5 questions, then I'm going to Arlet another 5 questions, and we're going to continue that way, right? So Marcela, please try to be very accurate. If you don't know about the meaning of, if you don't understand any expression, let me know, please. Right? I'm going to start, or we're going to start. Um, Teacher Marcela, can you tell me, please, why did you decide to become a teacher? Can you hear me, Marcela?
Excuse me, teacher. Yes. Um, I talk
Mhm.
about that my exercise with how a teacher.
The first question is, what did you decide to become a teacher? What did you choose this bachelor, this job, this profession?
What did you? Excuse me, teacher.
Why did you decide to become a teacher? You have decided to be a teacher, right? What are the reasons too? Do
Excuse
you
me,
have
teacher.
any question?
Um, what? Why did you? I decide uh,
To become or to
a
be
teacher.
a
Okay.
teacher, right?
Mm, I decide become a teacher because uh, this is my dream, and I think that I am good in this, or I think that is a good experience and is very nice to can explain or explain or teach for other
Yes.
people, and I can help help um, help their maybe the different subjects. Um, I dream to teach university students, and I dream, or my dream is about to teach maybe technique English. For example,
Technical.
the engineers. Uh, I want to teach English about the specific um, uh, uh, topics or specific careers to help. I want to help the different professionals or students uh, in the different yes topics or careers. Mm,
Yes.
I mm,
And how do you feel while you're teaching? How do you feel in the classroom?
what did you excuse me, teacher?
How do you feel in the classroom when you're teaching?
What do you think?
Do you
Mm,
feel? How do you feel? You feel excited, you feel happy, you feel comfortable, you feel anxious, you feel tired, you feel bored. I don't know what is the feeling that you have when or while you are teaching.
is excuse me, teacher. I don't understand
Don't
the
worry.
question. Uh,
Okay, don't worry. I'm going to try to explain again, right? So, when you're teaching, when you're in a place, in this case, in a classroom, you can feel different, right? I'm going to explain since my own experience. When I'm teaching, I feel very good. I feel relaxed, and I can feel happy because I'm transmitting my knowledge with other people. It's really comfortable for me, right? Gratificant for me.
okay.
How do you feel when you're teaching?
Yes, teacher. For me is comfortable to teaching, and is the best experience because I feel confidence to teach others,
Mm-hmm.
and I like not only teach uh, uh, to learn the my students, or to learn my students, um, because it is important uh, mm, to make the interaction, or understand that the teacher is facilitator,
Yes, right.
and I feel that I learn of my students.
From your students, that's right. Very good.
Yes, teacher.
It's very important that you're
Mm,
talking about. because we're sharing with them, with our students, and we're teaching them, but we can learn a lot of things from them, of course, right? We relate them together and we can experience a lot of moments. Okay, so the other question is, how have you used or how will you use technology in the classroom?
Yes, teacher, of course. It's very important they use or to use the technologies in classroom because this develop in my students other knowledge and my students can experiment um, uh, of TICs, the use of TICs, for example, plays or maybe videos or the use of blogs, and
Yes,
it is very important for my students because they are to learn and to learn of interactive of use technology interactive and
yes,
and maybe they use these tools for they help them develop or learning more fast the language
faster.
foreign language.
Yes, that's right. Remember, it's faster, no faster.
Okay, teacher.
And it's really important that you're talking about because if we show our classes in a funny way or interesting way, our students are going to be interested, of course, about it, right? It's really important to take the attention from them. So, the last question in this session is what strategy do you use to learn new information?
Teacher, maybe the new information for me or
Excuse me?
uh, I I will no, excuse me. I could use the uh, maps mine for transmit new knowledge or new topic because for me it's important that my students understand me and pay attention and and learn the new knowledge and uh, I want um, make the easy easy uh, the transmit information for they. Um,
Okay.
I think that it's important use maybe some tools, for example, um, uh,
Screens
presentation. Yes, teacher.
or
Thanks.
speakers, yes, sounds, pictures are really
Yes, teacher.
important.
Thanks. It's very
Okay,
important.
okay, okay. It was our first part. Thank you very much. Yes, I can see that you both are improving meaningfully, right? And that's very good and comfortable for me as a teacher, right? It's really important that you try to find the words to explain your own ideas, right? And you're doing it well. So I'm going to continue with Arlet with three questions more. Can you hear me, Arlet?
Yes, teacher. Excuse me. Again, please, the
Don't worry.
question.
Okay. Teacher Arlet, will you be interested in participating at any after school activities or extra classes?
I
Or no?
understand, teacher. I understand. Excuse me.
Don't worry. Sometimes in this school we can prepare some extra classes or another activities before classes, after classes, right? So, will you be interested in leading any after school activities or extra classes?
I believe the activities, extra classes, um, are are very good. Are very good because uh, if can reinforcement or review another time the topics uh, that they seen before in class or is a for the develop more the skill at the students.
Yes, it's really important for them. And they're observing it and waiting for it. Okay, and now this is a possible situation that we could experience at any school, right? What would you say to an angry parent about children's grade? For example, if a student is losing your subject, right, and he or she has a bad grade, right, and you find his or her parent very very angry, what will you say to solve that problem?
I say that calm. I will give the hope um, or 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 talk with them in digging for that what what's that or 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 will say that um, that bridge more or less or I explain the situation if I know the case.
Yes, it's really important. uh, in this case I take in mind the importance of evidences, right? Like the notebook, like for example, the agenda, because we sometimes send to the parents any messages while the agenda, but the students sometimes don't show to their parents, right? And each parent is going to come to us. to ask us about what is the problem with my son, what is the problem with my daughter, right? It's really important to demonstrate or show all evidences that we have, right? Radios, homeworks, workshops, right? Notes about bad behaviors or recommendations in the classroom, right? Because if we don't have any evidence, we can't demonstrate what's happening with the students, right? It was very good. And the other question is, Ale, what will you do if you suspected neglect or abuse in the in one of your students?
In one or
Yes, of your
in
students,
one or
of your students, right?
you. Okay.
What happen if you find a case about abuse?
Okay, okay. I believe in this case, have teaching is very important. Give help our student. Uh, um, in the gay in in shares. Shares or inquire that that was happened um, an encounter brings um, um, I'm fine. I'm fine. The problem or the responsible of abuse. Um,
Mm-hmm.
help the boy or the girl. The form more adequate with the regular conduct. Um, 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 denounce, denounce, denounce or report the case with authority
Authorities?
or okay or with director of college.
Yes. It's really important to take in mind who uh, we are going to take in mind or share that type or of information, right? Because it's really important to take care of it, right? In this case, we usually find a psychologist in each school, right? It's really important to carry out a conduct and try to solve the problem with more discretion, with care. Because remember, our students try to find or count on us, right? As friends, or sometimes as parents, right? It's really important to take in mind
Yes,
that
yes.
they're waiting from us. Okay, it was very good. Thank you very much, Arlet.
Okay, teacher, welcome. Thank you.
Now, Emmanuel, welcome to our meeting.
Hi, teacher. Hi, peers. How are you doing? I'm so sorry because I really have uh, many words for deliver this weekend. So I was I have been so busy with my work, with other tasks. So I'm sorry for coming late. So teacher, sorry.
Okay, don't worry. Today, I'm sorry, Manuel. We're talking about some relevant aspects to take in mind when being interviewed, right? Like attitude, experience, how to solve some problems or specific situations in a school, teaching strategies, the adequate vocabulary to use in a classroom, and the body expression importance, right?
Yeah.
So I was starting asking you some questions about an interview, a normal interview, right? But I have a lot of questions today to ask, right? The idea is that each student is going to ask some questions, taking into account, of course, the different experience. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to continue with you, then I will continue with Marcela, right?
Perfect.
Okay, Emmanuel, why did you decide to become a teacher?
Why? Sorry.
Yes,
Why?
why did you decide to become a teacher?
Oh, okay. Uh, well, the first, my first time. The first time I decided to become a teacher because uh, the experience to teach to children, I think that is the one of the the most beautiful experience in the life of the people. So when I decided to choose this professional career, I thought for myself that I would like to be a teacher that I never have. So I never had. So for that reason, I would like to improve the environment. I have to improve the environment in classroom, uh, give my best, and fall in love my student of the foreign language. For that reason, I decided to be a teacher.
That's a great ration too, of course. And how do you feel when you're teaching?
Okay. Uh, I it's impossible to say that sometimes I feel frustrated because children normally are argue each other, so
Mm,
it's complicated to find enough didactic uh, enough didactic tool for for get the attention for them. But when I teach them, I normally makes me or I normally feel happy because I know that I'm giving to them a research to go ahead in their lives to um, to influence in their lives in a good way and to help them that they can learn in the education is the principal source or the
yes,
principal bridge to defeat the violence, to defeat the poorness, and to defeat many problems, social problems in this life.
yes, it's really important to take in mind problems and how to solve them, right? It was very good. Now, could you tell me, please, um, about your teaching philosophy?
Wow. Okay. Um, about it, I consider that didactic, to be being a didactic teacher, it
Mm-hmm.
makes me to to get the attention of them and to get the confidence of each one of my students. But also, that's not enough to have a good performance from of them. For that reason, I always like it that they being the decide. I don't know to express the word because I forget it, but it's that they being able to pay attention into the classroom, right? Yeah, it's like have a good behavior into the classroom, no
Yes.
fighting, no argue, because I think when a student have the ability to pay attention during the classroom, that student will be able to resolve whatever problem in the future. For that reason, I think that being a didactic teacher, but also being able to get a good behavior of them, I will have I will I will have a good performance into my classroom.
Yes, that's right. The main idea is to use the best dynamic didactic tools to teach them, right? Because they can feel boring with at any moment, right? Because they want to play all the time, they want to sing, they want to run, they want to jump all the time, right? The important thing is that we can get their attention using strategical tools.
And also it's important the grade that we are going to teach because
Exactly.
it's a primary school. We need to be most didactic in our tools. If we are going to be in a secondary school, will be a little or it will be a little complicated because teenagers normally are boring with whatever thing. For that reason, we need to be so strategic to find the way to catch the attention of them and
Mhm.
have a good behavior, a good outcome of them.
Yes, and we can try to implement different dynamic activities from each topic, right, in the different subjects. It was
Yeah.
very good. Okay,
Thank you.
and thanks for you. How have you used or how will you use technology in your classroom?
When I was working in a pri- private school, I know I have always liked use video beam and speakers into my classroom. I normally uh, put there my laptop and I normally put into the classroom foreign songs, sorry, music in English, and I show them through the video beam some strategies to find to get vocabulary. And the speaker for the listening skill is one of the most important. Obviously, the excuse me for the redundancy. The
Don't
most
worry.
important skill in the English, the language, English learning. So I put the video being speakers and also my laptop to transmit what I am seeing, and they will be able to pay attention into a video or a movie, and they will know that it's not about what they are going to learn, it's about what will be their future if they learn another language. So
Yes.
that's
That's
the
that's really useful for them, right? Because they're looking at any image, any picture, or listening to music, sound, understanding different conversations, different histories, taking into account all our researches.
yes, and it's a little complicated when we are working in a in a school where they don't have enough research to
Exactly.
give a good environment for them, because English learning, it's in this century has been progressed, and a student can find many words in English using internet or video games. And when they came into a classroom, they are expecting what is a teacher going to give them the information, the good environment to be didactic, and not only writing, not only sentences, but they are expecting for that. My nephew is 10 years old, and
Mhm.
he he's he have a good level in English just playing video games. When he goes
That's
to the
great.
when he goes to the school, normally the teacher are I don't know, it's wonderful because he have a good level in English, and normally he knows a words that the teacher doesn't know. So it's like, why is happening that? It's just that
Exactly.
schools that don't have doesn't or yes does don't have enough tools to provide to the teacher to give them a good environment will be so bad for the improvement of the learning of our students.
Yes, that's right. Taking into account that experience from your nephew, it's really important to recognize when we're teaching to children, uh, they're trying to understand um, almost always vocabulary, right? And they can repeat the same word all the time, right? But they're learning a lot, right? But when we teach to teenagers, maybe they don't like to repeat. They don't have idea about how to use a dictionary. They don't have idea about the structure sometimes, the structure of a sentence, and that's difficult, right? Because the basics are the most important things for the region elementary school. I believe is one of the most important. I believe is most important. Right, right. Uh, the three first graders are really, really meaningful for them, right?
Yes, it
Teaching
is.
them vocabulary using images or pictures and recognizing a lot of structures, right?
Yes,
Otherwise,
teacher.
they're going to learn everything in English.
Okay, teacher. That's all, or there's other question.
No, that's not a question.
Oh, okay, so we get. I get it. Oh
Okay.
yes, okay.
Okay, this question, Emmanuel. What approach or strategy do you use to learn new information?
Oh, to learn more information.
Yes, and new information.
You know, teacher, sometimes I think that I know enough information or enough word, but when I am with foreign people or when I am watching a movie, it's complicated for me because normally I don't understand for the accent of the of the foreign people, and
Mm-hmm.
I look for internet for yes, for internet and videos, and I am always looking for the way to go ahead with my English process. And sometimes I think I need to be in a foreign environment to improve in a best way my skills. And I have some teachers friends. I have, yeah, friends that they are teachers, and they provide me some. TOEFL test, or it's like a similar of a real test. So they give me that for putting into practice, and they provide me resources to look information. And I think that in the process of an English person and an English learner, that person should be or should try to look for the way to be covered in the foreign environment, because that will helpful or useful for them or for the person to enrich their knowledge. I think because I can read a film, a document, or I can read some books, but to be covered, to be surrounded in a foreign environment will be important, the most important approach, or the most important thing to get most information for our enrichment as as an English teacher. Sorry.
Yes, it was very good. It's really important to recognize it. Okay, thank you very much, Manuel.
Thank you, teacher.
Please wait for me for a while. I'm going to ask a question to Marcela. Can you hear me, Marcela?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, we're going to continue answering some questions, right? About the
Okay,
STEM
teacher.
education in general. Okay,
Okay.
that's the
That's the
how do you
how do you
motivate your
motivate
students
your students
for being a
for being
positive and
positive and
responsible person?
responsible person? Hmm. Um, maybe mm, I think that I motivate my students um, maybe that excuse me, maybe with some plain strategies um, for motivated. For example, I don't know.
You can
Um,
give some
you
examples,
can give
right?
some examples, right?
Example,
Example,
in the morning, for me,
learning,
as a teacher,
learning,
it's really
teacher
important
is
that
important.
my students can
My
greet
students can read
using
the
lovely words
love word
or
or
clapping their hands
class hand.
or
Teacher,
maybe with a hug.
with a hat. Maybe um, um, show the different abilities uh, of each uh, of each of day. Maybe Pepito Perez um, is quality for draws. Maybe. I want or are I will want develop the different abilities uh, of each my students. Uh, um, for me, this method is important for motivate that the each student is different, but it's important develop their creative abilities and their abilities or um, of each. Um, maybe I think that express you my approbation uh, for the um, um, for the I don't say the word um, excuse me, teacher.
Which word are you looking for?
Bien, sí, señora.
Mm,
¿Qué pasó con el
for me,
acceso
it's
para que
important
Mosquera 4?
develop in day uh, the creative and for me is mm, the reason for motivated
Porque es que ese contrato se envió un correo diciendo que llamaban a ese contrato. Y la verdad también no sé
and
si el teniente de llave.
and this with this I think that I built the relationship with my
Sí.
students and
¿Qué más, don John?
um,
If
Es
you're a
I
que
don't
positive
know.
enviaron ese
person, our
18.
students
El correo
or
se...
your students are going to be positive, right? It's
Lo
important.
enviaron a
A
las
good
7
way
y
to
18 de la noche.
maybe praying in the morning, for example.
Ah,
I
sí,
pray with
sí,
them
¿no?
every morning and
Sí.
they can
Sí, no, no,
appreciate
sino que el contrato se envió un correo a las 7 y 18 diciendo que ellos llamaran a hacer contratos,
really
porque es
important to
intendencia de llave.
transmit that with them, good habits, right? Like it, right? Of course, if you transmit another subject with a good attitude, or if you're establishing a good relationship with them, it's a good way to convince you're a good person, right? And they're going to confidence on you. They can count on you. It was really good. Try to find the words they're looking for because I feel you sometimes feel embarrassed, but think about it. You're able to. Yes, it was good. I'm going to continue with Arlet. Okay, Arlet. The question for you, can you hear me?
Excuse me, teacher. Yes.
Okay. Now,
Again, please. Again, the question, please. Excuse me.
okay. Arlet, would you like to implement any special project with your students? Do you have any idea about the project?
Yes, teacher.
What is that?
I plan the project is with the the learning some learning various some that they can develop more the pronunciation in English, or is a form that they can develop the listening or and the speaking. The project will be teach the songs for help the video the video will will be project the video with song with the subtitle in English, of course.
Subtitles, yes,
Um,
important.
and they must learn the song. Or no, not only with karaoke. If now if excuse me um if now in 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 the piano or in the guitar that can develop the song with notes in other space in other place in other place um also the project bring bring afford the develop a comfortable space for the student. The project can be a little flexible because um, will be will be activities of artistic in without 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 strong the students is more have they are identified in that are more skiller or or more exciting for them.
Yes, it's really important to show all of our topics that we're going to teach in a funny and showy way, right? It was okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, guys. After answering or after hearing you answering all of questions, I would like to recommend you to all, of course, some mistakes, right, to take in mind. So, those are about only the pronunciation. Yes, not the structural. No, only vocabulary. You have to take in mind how do you pronounce those words, right? Remember, first of all, is children, no children's, right? That's totally incorrect.
Okay, teacher,
The
excuse me.
second one, no, don't worry, don't worry, it's for all students. The pronunciation of experience is not experience, no, it's experience. The
Experience.
other
Okay.
is I'm able to. If you say I'm be able to, you don't need the second part. You don't need the second word because you're using a contraction, right? I am. I'm
Right.
able to. You're able to. We're able to. She's able to, right?
Right.
The pronunciation of idioma is language, right? In plural languages, yes,
Okay.
subtitles, um, and the other hand, this is important, right? The more doesn't exist in English, right? Exists the most, right? You have to use more than comparative, and the superlative is the most, right? And you can't say never. It's can, right? It's can't because structural is incorrect, totally incorrect. So
Okay,
that's
teacher,
all
thank you.
my recommendations to improve the pronunciation. Now, I'm going to ask you to each student. I'm going to ask at the same time this question, and you are going to answer at time you want, right? Now, um, how do you feel after speaking English for a long time?
Excuse me, teacher, I understand.
Okay. Don't you understand? How do you feel after speaking English for a long time?
I for? I for?
How do you feel? Yes.
Excuse me,
In this
teacher.
case,
I understand the first part.
the first part is
Yes.
how do you feel? Yes, feel after speaking English for a long time. Today we were talking about a academical topic, right? For a long time, right? More than an hour, right? How do you feel after explaining your ideas without pauses, without or with less mistakes? If you
No,
need
teacher, I
time
understand.
to think about the answer, please take it. Yes. Who wants to
No.
start?
Excuse me, but I understand.
Don't you understand? If you
No.
if you see the chat today, I didn't write anything, right? We were speaking, we were talking, we were practicing, right? In an oral way, just in oral way. It was amazing, right? We're improving meaningful. So, how do you feel now, Arlet, after you have explained all your answers, all your ideas, without writing, only
Oh my God.
take time to think about your answer, right? That's okay, it's not a problem. Okay?
Teacher,
Tell me.
could you could you write in the chat the question, please? Excuse me.
Um, I
You're
could,
listening.
but that's not the idea. Of course, I could, right? But we're improving our listening and speaking skills today, right? For the reason I told you, take the time you need to prepare your answer, right? I'm gonna give you some minutes to think about it, right? Don't worry about it. And Marcela, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
And how do you feel after speaking or talking about any topic for a long time? Of course, in English.
Uh, okay, teacher. Uh, I feel a little nervous and excited uh,
Why?
because I try to speak um, the most Mm, um, Clary, I don't know. I don't
Clary,
know. Clary, yes, teacher. I try to speak the most clearly, um, for the others understand me, my ideas. Excuse me. Uh, uh, is in sometimes it's difficult for me express my all the ideas
ideas.
and ideas, but is very important when I speak, to try, um, to find the words or the quality word, uh, for the other people understand me, and this is one needed for communication and building in a relationship with others.
Yes, you're right. It's really important to use these kind of spaces to practice English and to know about our doubts, our fears, our unknown. It's really important to use that.
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Um,
finish. You finish or did you
yes,
continue?
teacher, I finish.
Okay, thank you very much, Marcelo.
Thank you for you.
Now, Emmanuel, how do you feel when you're speaking English or after practicing English for a long time?
Wow. I'm excited. I'm really excited because I put on practice what I am learning during the whole time. So in my case, it's awesome. But I've been hard working with or working hard with this language during 4 years. During these 4 years, the year where I am put on practice a lot has been this because the 2015, 2016, 2017 where I was uh, getting information, getting vocabulary. Yes, I had the chance to have some conversation in English, speaking here, talking with some people, but no fluency or no constantly. But this year, uh, finished 2017, and at the beginning of this year until now, I've been working a lot for the improvement or the enrichment of my knowledge in English because uh, thanks to this language, I see how the doors are open for working, for learning, for other things. And when I have the chance to speak with others, it's amazing because I feel that I am improving, I am put on practice, I am develop my skills, and
Mm-hmm.
that that has been a challenge for me, and
Of
I am
course.
seeing the outcomes for myself, and that's something that nobody is doing for me. For that reason, I feel happy. I feel frustrated with I find or I meet people with a strong accent because that is the most complicated people to understand because they just yeah, my gosh, what is please slowly I am learning I know that stop.
Yes, that's right. You have to say, slow down, please.
Yeah, or
That's right.
I am in a course in the Universidad de Magdalena here in Santa Marta. All Saturday, I finish last Saturday. I have my grade tomorrow, and I found an intermediate English, advanced intermediate English, and the teacher there taught to us that when someone is talking faster, you have to do an strut or it's like a way to get information for the other person that it's echo when someone is talking faster run faster, you repeat
Yes.
something that person is saying, and you catch information and makes them or makes the people to repeat what they are saying, and that's awesome because that are some strategies to get better or and improve or enhance our skills. So I feel good.
Yes, all those activities are very meaningful to improve our language skills. Really, really meaningful. Is it your graduation tomorrow?
Yes, at 8 p.m.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah,
You should say fine.
I try I try to find a an advanced level, but the test was uh, talking because our teacher there is native. Is native. He's from United States,
That's
and
harder, of course.
the test was keep conversation with him during to 15 to 5 minutes to 30 minutes. It's basic level to 30 minutes to 50 minutes advances level to 50 minutes to 1 hour and
Mhm.
10 minutes more advanced intermediate English, uh, 1 hour and more advanced English in speaking skills. And I couldn't keep that conversation with him because we were we need to have conversation with him, but tell, telling to him about all classes that we have during the semester, during both
Oh,
two semesters. So was
almost
complicated.
difficult.
Yeah, it was complicated. That was a lot of information, but I tried to study a lot for to have
A
a
good
good
grade.
yeah good outcome, but that wasn't enough for to find a high level. And I have some
Mm-hmm.
friends that they are travel to United States and living there, and they got it. But I'm in the good way, and I know that I'm improving, and I'm giving my best, and I know that the next time I do better.
That's the attitude. You will get it.
Yes, it's complicated. It's complicated, but I encourage to Ale and Marcela and give your best. Don't give up. Keep working. Keep working a lot. And I know the next semester or into a couple semester, you will have a good English skill.
Yes. One of my most important recommendations to all my students is that try to improve the vocabulary. For example, in this case, using the time and on vacation, right? On Christmas, on January, try to understand different structures. If, if you want to ask, tell me anything, please tell me. Please write to me. I believe it's really important because we sometimes don't have the opportunity to practice, right?
Yes, it is.
important. So if you have any doubt at any moment on Christmas, on January, please tell me, right? I will help you.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you, thank you,
Uh,
thank you.
Thank you very much for you, guys. We've finished today. That's over today. So I want to congratulate you again. It's been a great experience again with you. Right? Thank you very much. I will let you know if you have any question, any doubt.
Okay, in my case, teacher, I had a little problems, or I don't know, because next week that's the finish of the course, right? The course,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
I will travel to Sevilla Magdalena for 1 week since 29 on November 29 to December 4, working with some missionary teams, translating
Mm-hmm.
them. So I try to give my best. I don't know, to put internet or a plane on my cell phone to be in the course and the encounter to be here. Okay, teacher. So I hope to be here or to be part in the other session before that's that week. Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
don't worry about it. I can understand. If you can't connect, uh, tell me, right?
Okay, teacher. Okay.
Okay. And I wish you the best on that activities, on all of your activities there. Don't worry about it. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, teacher, for understanding me.
It's a pleasure. Don't worry. And you, Marcela and Arlet, do you have any question?
No, teacher, I don't. Any
Yes,
question?
Okay.
teacher. Yes.
Okay, tell
Um,
me.
when we have the finally encounter, the speaking, uh, yes, the speaking.
It will be next week, right? Probably November 28th. Probably.
Okay.
It means
Um,
we have 8 days. So if we have to present like a final word, of course, spoken, I will tell you, right? I will tell you. Don't worry about it. But we have 8 days more.
okay, teacher. Thank you.
Okay, it's a pleasure. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Congratulations. Thank you very much for sharing with me all your ideas, opinions. So I wish you the best. Have a nice night and see you on our next class.
Okay, teacher. Have a nice day. Bye,
Thank
Blessings.
you.
partner.
Bye, everybody.
Amen.
Okay. Bye, teacher.
Bye bye, everyone. Have a nice night.
Bye, teacher. Bye, partners.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.